Hi, welcome in. So, if you are watching this, thank you so much. This is going to be the recorded version of our free parent webinar, Crosby's free parent webinar. This specific webinar is actually going to entail all about the Morehead-Cain Scholarship at Chapel Hill, UNC-Chapel Hill. If this is your first time seeing my face or seeing my name, hi, I am Mariah Roseboro. I'm Crosby's near peer senior advisor, meaning I mainly work with juniors and seniors with the college application process. You'll see me in other parts of Crosby, like open house or webinars, workshops, presentations, all that fun stuff. So I wanted to kind of clear up what the Morehead-Cain is, why we're talking about it, and what the scholarship entails. So the Morehead-Cain is a prestigious merit-based scholarship offered at UNC-Chapel Hill. So merit-based is kind of the opposite of need-based. Merit-based is essentially more so about merit, right? And it's going to be heavily depending on your students' activities as well as performance in school. So like I said, it's at UNC-Chapel Hill. It covers full tuition, so it's a full ride with additional perks like leadership, enrichment, global travel, things like that, which are all great opportunities. Recipients are chosen based on four key pillars, which I will get into, which are leadership, character, scholarship, and physical vigor. The scholarship aims to support individuals who demonstrate potential for leadership and positive impact on their communities. And usually they are nominated by their high school, but it also could be nominated by affiliate program or self-nomination. So quickly, I wanted to go over those pillars that I mentioned. First being the leadership, right? So it's not just about titles. It's not just about, that little title beside your student's name. It's also about the initiative that your student takes while in those titles. Your student should be someone who really inspires and influences others to make a positive impact. Then we have character. So they value, in Morehead-Cain, they value traits like courage, humility, integrity and self-awareness, and it's really important that you encourage your student to reflect on how they've grown in those areas. Scholarship. So the program looks for students who thrive academically but also contribute outside of the program or outside of the classroom, however that looks like, right? And then lastly, we have physical vigor. So a commitment to fitness, wellness, and activities that build discipline and collaboration are super important. So whether that's they've played soccer for years, they help with Special Olympics, right? They volunteer at the Y, something that relates to physical vigor. So with the Morehead-Cain, they do not openly disclose what their prompts are on the website. Students only know what the prompts are going to be once they are nominated and once they create a application portal. So for the sake of that, I wanted to kind of keep that going. I didn't want to fully disclose what their prompts were going to be because I think that it's important for the student to kind of not know that until they start to apply, right? I think that's the whole process and why they do it. That's the whole purpose. But I wanted to go over kind of the general essays as well as the short answer questions and kind of the themes of what may be asked of your student. And just things to keep in mind, right? So firstly, with the general essays, the contributions to the community, right? And this is where you're going to encourage your student to really reflect on how they made a lasting impact in the actions that they took. So here it's really important to be specific. These essay responses, as well as short answer responses, they do not have a really big word count. This is not the moment to not be straightforward. It's okay to say exactly what you mean, talk about your experiences, and be super open and quick about what they have done for you. Secondly, is learning from your mistakes, right? Focus on admitting mistakes, demonstrating self awareness, and really how they grew from the experience. This is where students should really emphasize humility and their own personal growth. When a student knows how to express their humility, that really speaks to the kind of person that they are, the kind of character they are, as well as really big, what kind of student they are. And then leadership situations, of course. So this is where the student is going to highlight the significance of showing initiative, decision making, and kind of the balance between success and failure. So discuss how this is where students are going to discuss how they reflect and how they deal with both positive and negative outcomes within their leadership situations. And with this, it's going to really showcase the depth that they have in terms of critical thinking and what they've done thus far in their journey. So when it comes to the short answer questions, you're going to have topics that deal with determination and perseverance. So really reflecting on overcoming adversity, whether that's big or small, right? And it's up to the student to recognize what's big or small, and really highlighting that inner strength. Again, is going to showcase what kind of student your student's going to be at their institution. We have things like non-academic goals, so explaining the importance of holistic growth, right? How personal development goals can align with character building. They want to know what kind of student what kind of kid that is, what kind of adult that student's going to be, right? They want to know what your student is going to be capable of outside of just the classroom. And then also, what else does your student want to share? There may be a space where your student can kind of talk about even more of their unique qualities or perspectives or experiences that they haven't been able to address in other parts of the application that really speaks to who they are maybe, and explain why it's important to them. So again, I just wanted to have some more things to kind of keep in mind. A lot of this stuff is going to be the same as what I've already kind of highlighted. But especially when it comes to scholarship writing, I think scholarship essay writing can be kind of intimidating just because you really want the money, right? You want the money, but you also want to be intentional, and you want to come across as having humility. So I think it's, again, you can kind of apply the same things for the admissions essay writing to this. There are definitely ways to be transparent and vulnerable, but it's still not a chance for you to be too informal. And that's very, very important. So again, focus on authenticity. Really encourage your student to be genuine and authentic in their responses. Admissions committees really appreciate those essays that are going to reflect a true sense of the student, or who the student is, rather than what they think the committee wants to hear. So authenticity is going to make them help them stand out. Highlight those unique experiences. I can't stress it enough. So advise your student to really showcase unique experiences or perspectives that differentiate them from other applicants. I know that a lot of students feel like they aren't unique, and they're so worried about what other people are writing about. But really try to help them drown out that noise, and encourage them to stop thinking about how unique everybody else is. Everybody's unique, yes, but that does not stop you from being unique. And it's important to really continuously remind your student of that. So whether it's a personal achievement, a challenge overcome, or a specific interest, these elements can really add that depth and individuality to their responses. Again, be specific and concrete. So encourage your student to provide specific examples and concrete details, really, rather than those really vague statements. Concrete examples are going to help them illustrate their points even more effectively and make their responses even more memorable and impactful. A lot of these responses, like I said, can have shorter word counts. It is okay to get straight to the point in these responses. Reflect on personal growth. So suggest that students reflect on how their experiences have contributed to their personal growth and development. Admissions committees often look for that evidence of maturity, right, and resilience, and just overall commitment to learning and self-improvement. Encourage balance. So again, I want my parents to, support their students in balancing their application work with other responsibilities and activities, right? Your student is going to be going through a lot senior year. They're going to be doing a lot, applying a lot, talking to a lot, requesting a lot of feedback and recommendations. Overloading on application tasks can really lead to burnout, which is not going to help them in the long run when it comes to crafting these essays. So make sure your student has and knows how to have that healthy balance. Support independence. So again, your parental support is valuable, and it is extremely important, and does help out a lot. But it's really important to let your students take this lead in their application process. It's time for them to have that independence, as I said, have that autonomy, and just have those self-decision making skills, as well as that self-discipline. Foster open communication. So again, keep lines of communication open. Let your student know that you are there for them. You are approachable. Oh, whoopsie. You are approachable, and you are ready to have those open conversations with them, and you are excited for them. But again, just know that you are there to give, you are there for them, right? You should be there so that they can express that concern and seek that advice. Focus on encouragement, but not pressure. Again, that kind of lends itself into the last one. So just really offer that positive reinforcement, that constructive feedback that's going to make them feel invigorated to complete their essays rather than stifled. Stress and high expectations can really just be counterproductive. So it's important for students to feel supported rather than stressed. And lastly, highlight, the importance of self-reflection, as I said. So suggest that, suggest that your students continue to have those moments of self-reflection. Encourage them to think deeply. Ask them questions, ask them prompting questions that could get the ball rolling and continue to get the ball rolling. As this reflection can really lead to more meaningful and compelling application responses. So with that, that's kind of the end of this parent webinar. Again, I really hope this helps. This webinar is just really acting as a bridge between, parents and what your student is going through in terms of their application. I hope that this cleared up some confusing things. I think that it's also just great hearing how we may talk to students when it comes to helping them and advising them. So hopefully that insight helps as well. Please reach out to me if you ever want to have an extended conversation about the admissions essay writing process or scholarship essay writing processes as well. I would love to talk. I love this part of being a near peer. So my information is on the screen. You can also find my information on the website as well as all of the other staff's information on the website. And thank you so much for watching.